My name's Alex Wright, and I'm from Esports News UK, and today I'm joined by...
Hello everyone, my name is Peter, also known as Dupreeh, and I'm a player of Team Astralis.
Okay, so how has your trip been over here so far?
It's been quite easy. It's kind of a short flight in terms of taking consideration that we usually fly to the States, so I don't know, like Sydney or whatever.
When did you arrive?
Huh?
When did you arrive?
We got here yesterday, so it was really great. So overall, it's just been a really chill flight. We've been here. We were here last season as well, so it's great to kind of be in the same kind of area when you've been before.
Oh, okay. So how's the heat been for you so far? Because it's been a really hot week for us over here.
I was super warm yesterday when we got here, a lot warmer than it is in Denmark, and we were sweating a lot, and in general we just like lay around not doing anything. And today is a little bit better, like it's a little bit more cloudy today, so overall it's good.
Alright, so are you planning on going around London at all this weekend? Do you plan on exploring, or are you just here for the game?
I mean, like, I've been to London many times, not only by playing, but also as a tourist, so I've pretty much seen everything by now, but if we get time, probably we'll end up doing something. I don't know, it depends on how it goes with the tournament. If we go out sometime early, we'll probably either go home or go see something, but other than that, I think we're just going to focus on the tournament.
Do you know why you would say we don't have really any UK players in the top sort of 100? Because I've seen a recent article that says there isn't a single UK player in the top 100. Yeah. Do you know why? Do you have much experience playing against UK players?
It's kind of odd because, like, especially in Counter Strike, you had like pretty decent teams with Rattlesnake and Fusion and Pete and all those guys, and Rattlesnake, whatever, all those guys were named. They were also playing the beginning of CSGO, but all of a sudden they've just feels like they've started to focus on other parts in life, and it just seems like the talent development in the UK seems to be like pretty stellar. Well, nothing's really happening, and in general, I don't think there's. And then let's say you have talents, I don't think there's any experienced players to actually take them on board and learn them something. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why.
Would you say that because a lot of the UK players, when they get to the really good stage, they could potentially go to teams. They stay here where there's friends, they're sort of near home. Would you say that they're more likely to be sidetracked because they can travel up to see friends, where a lot of players will then move abroad? They're in completely new settings, so they're more open-minded and will like focus on the game and meeting new players, because it's quite often that with the UK teams there is a lot of, they find like arguments within the group because they're all UK. Would you say that's like a fair comment? Do you have anything to say about that?
Well, I believe so. I think it could be one of the reasons, and I've also heard the rumors that some of the people in the UK scene has a really big ego, so they're like they have a hard time like working together, and when someone gets pissed and the other guy gets pissed because they're pissed on this guy. Like it's like everyone's like kind of a drama queen, and I don't really know. Maybe they have to start to sort that out first until they can start working together. But I think it's maybe just a matter of time before someone like just. I believe you do have UK teams. You don't really know them that much, but I know there's decent players here. I think it's just about finding maybe the right match or finding the right mentality within the team and with the like mature players.
It might be sort of we need sort of better organisations. Maybe some of the bigger teams trying to pick up some sort of UK team themselves. Okay, so now we go on to this weekend. So first of all, who are you looking forward to playing? Not necessarily the best team. Who are you looking forward to playing in general this weekend?
I don't know if there's anyone I look forward to play. There's teams I look forward to hopefully beat. That would be FaZe. They're kind of thought to be rivals by now. Back in the days it was Virtus Pro, but since Virtus Pro has played pretty slowly lately, then I think it's time to get a new rival. I think that's FaZe's plan, so I really want to beat them and obviously also play them. But everything can happen because they're in a group with SK and G2 and Optics, so it's really tough who they can potentially end up not going through group stage at all. So I just hope we're gonna get some good matches, and obviously I really hope we go really far because I think we've started to grow as a team again. We had a still period for quite a while, but right now it's just that we find like the recipe to actually continue to work with ourselves. So I'm pretty confident about this one.
So what do you think about having initially best of ones? Because some people would say that it might be better just to have the best of threes. Because obviously, best of ones can cause a lot of upsets.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're running the GSL format where you play best of ones and then you win best of three. And the loser bracket should be best of three at all times.
Yeah, so that is the best of three, but just initially.
Initially, having a best of one, I think it's fine. Because we always say, like, the worst part would be if you didn't have let's say you're playing a tournament and you are playing for knockout and you don't have a best of three to play. If you play best of one knockout, I think that's bad because best of ones can get sort of random, and if the team's not woken up like ready from the start, it can actually have a really fatal fatal ending. So overall, I think initially it's fine with best of 1, but I will always like to see best of 3 knockouts.
So would you say what's the map that you would say you would not want to play on this one? You particularly, not as a team, you yourself. Is there a team that you would say you wouldn't want to play?
Obviously, we don't really play that much Cobblestone. We only played a little bit, so Cobblestone is probably my least favorite if we actually were to play it. Apart from that, I would maybe like to not play Cash, at least not on the group stage.
Yeah. And what about your favourite map?
I would preferably play either Mirage or Overpass.
Okay. So what would you say about the recent UMP changes? So far, there's been mixed opinion whether it's good or bad, whether it just doesn't matter. What's your personal opinion?
I've been one of the biggest critics about the UMP back in the days. I actually came to a point in the game where it's like, why am I even bothering playing this right now? Because it's so fucking stupid. But overall, I believe that the recent nerf to it has been quite significant compared to what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I thought it was not enough actually. I thought the damage reduction was not nearly enough, and that the fact you still get a big money bonus out of it, and the fact that it still has a lot of armor penetration, I still was too much. But after playing with it in practice and official games, I don't think it's too overpowered anymore. I mean, like, it's still maybe a little bit too overpowered compared to only having $1,200 of price. So maybe they should just maybe add it so maybe it's $1,600 and they will be fine as it is now. But overall, I actually think it's going in the right direction. So I'm happy for that actually listened a little bit to the community and the pro players saying, okay, maybe we have a problem here.
Yeah, it shows that they're listening. And finally, the new operations maps, have you been playing them at all?
Just a little bit. I've been playing with some friends on some of the maps. I think there's like a theme park or a fun park or something you can play in, and there's also like the big ship you run around on.
Yeah, the shipyard.
Yeah.
You're the first person that I spoke to today that's actually played it. No one else has said they've even played it.
I like playing video games besides playing my practice games and also. So if I have friends to play with, and we have been playing all the default maps so many times, we're like, oh, let's try something new.
It's obviously nice when you're just playing 24/7, just to play something new.
Yeah, just even though you don't know what the hell's going on or where the enemies come from, you're like, oh, something's... And then you'd be like, oh, this is cool.
And it might be a nice practice for you as well, because obviously when it's a new map, you're always new thinking. And then when it comes to it, where the proper maps like Mirage or something, one thing you learn from this map you've never played, you think actually some new things sort of come across.
So I enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, and good luck. And I'm looking forward to seeing you play throughout this weekend. Thank you.
All good.